Hello everyone. In our rural marketing class today, we are going to discuss about retailers in Indian rural market, Indian rural retail market. So, you know what is a retailer, right? Retailer is a person or an institution who sells the product to the end user. Is a retailer, right? So directly the product goes from the retailer to the consumer or customer, directly to the end user. It goes to end user is consumer, right? So from where actually the product directly reaches to the consumer is called as retailer. So today we are going to discuss about Indian rural retail market, how it is in India. Retailing is counted as one of the biggest industry in the Indian market. It has changed its face from unorganized to more organized and is now focusing on rural India for its fast growth and further growth. Rural India is about, it's earlier it was unorganized, something was just going on, but nowadays it is more organized way of business, the rural retail market. The retail establishment where most rural consumers purchase their day-to-day goods is at kirana or street shops only. Usually the people buy from the kirana shops or street shops only in the rural areas, but not from the supermarkets or hypermarkets. With over 2.5 million kiranas throughout the India's rural towns and villages, keeping store shelves stocked is one of the main challenges to the consumer goods manufacturers, because they have to reach to all these 2.5 million kiranas in order to make their product available to the customers. So it is the biggest challenge for the consumers or the manufacturers or the producers. The rural customer generally goes to the same retailer to buy the goods. So usually the rural customer, he always go to the same retailer. Once if you go to one shop, every time he goes to the same shop to buy the groceries or maybe whatever the products. There is a very strong bonding in terms of trust between the two. Who are the two? Between the retailer and the customer. So this is all the characteristics of Indian rural retail market. Also, with the low education levels, the rural sector, the rural buying behavior is such that the consumer does not ask for the things explicitly by brand. They will not ask particularly, I need only, for example, I need particular kind of salt, I need particular kind of other groceries. They will not say the brand name. What they will say, just I need salt, I need tea powder. Such kind of only product they will say, but not the brand. So who decides it? The rural retail market. Maybe sometimes the customer may ask like 5 rupees packet, 2 rupees shampoo. They will not ask particularly like Clinic Plus shampoo or Head and Shoulder shampoo. They will not ask like. So that is the way how it looks like. So actually, because they trust the retailer in the rural areas, so because there will be a strong bond between these two. The retailer, that is why he plays a significant role in the business. As what kind of role they are playing is creditability. The creditability means the credibility, actually it is. The retailer will have credibility in the minds of customers. Customers feel like he knows all the things, and the retailer, he plays a role as influence leader. He influences the customer to buy a particular brand. Even though if a customer asks like I need Chakra Gold tea, usually the retailer may not store that kind of product. So at that time he may say like Gemini is the best tea powder and everyone is using Gemini only, so better you purchase it, so that the customer may also influence by this discussion. So the retailer is acting as an influencer, influence leader, and he is the brand promoter also sometimes, the retailer, because he tells the customers like what kind of brand is better. So he is promoting the brand also. That is why keeping a good relationship with the retailer in the rural areas is very important for the organizations. And he also works as a relationship marketer. He makes the customer to make or build the relationship with the product or brand. So that is why he is doing a role of relationship marketer. Who is doing the role? The retailer. A village retailer operates under the number of infrastructural constraints also. He has to face many challenges in the rural areas, like lack of sufficient space. Usually, he maintains the kirana store in a small space, so he does not have sufficient shelves to maintain all the products, to keep visible all the products. So he keeps all them in somewhere else, and whenever someone asks for that product, he goes and takes it because of lack of sufficient space. And sometimes he also faces the challenge of inadequate power supply. In the rural villages, in Telangana, it is a little bit difficult. The power is available for 24 hours, but in many states, the power is not available in the rural villages in the daytime. So, to maintain like beverages like cool drinks, water bottles, it is difficult for the retailers because of lack of adequate power, and lack of proper storage system is also one more problem for the retailers, those who are facing in the rural areas. And of course the financial constraints, they will also face the financial problems in order to expand the business, expand the geographical space of the store. They may have some financial constraints also in the rural areas. Mostly retail outlets stock a few product categories, and retailers also carried very few items within a category. Number of units per product category is again very low. So actually he will not maintain many kinds of, for example, it comes to tea powder, he will not have, there are actually many number of brands are providing these tea powders, right? But the rural retailer, he may not maintain all these categories. Only very few categories he maintain, and within that category also, actually category means, for example, let us take what kind of products will be there in the a small kirana store in the villages: sugar, tea powder, maybe oils. Very few product categories will be there. Within few product categories also, very few brands. Within tea powder again, very few brands will be there, right? Within oil, very like maybe one or two sunflower refined sunflower oil packets maybe with them, like Freedom, one or two only, and like that. And within that sunflower, like what I told you, like Freedom sunflower oil also, you will maintain only one or two or maybe 10 packets. You will not maintain more than that. So that is how they maintain the kirana store or the retail store in the rural areas. So what we can understand here, the product categories are less. Within the product category, items are very less, and within each item the number of units are also very less. The cash outlay of rural retail outlets is extremely low, and most of it is invested in fast moving brands and high margin commodities. As I told you, they will maintain very few product categories. So because the amount they invest on this kirana store on this business is very low. So they may invest it in majorly FMCG products, because the grocery items only usually purchased by the rural people in these retail stores. If they want any high priced or consumer durables, they may go to the nearby towns to buy the products. So if you observe what are the features of this rural retail sector, and if you observe what is the behavior of rural retailer, we have to understand it. To understand it better, first we have to know about what is the ability of the retailer to influence the customers. The rural retailer will have a lot of ability, because they have a good bond between the two, like the customer and the retailer. So the ability to influence the retailer to stock and promote products requires identifying the manner in which the retailer performs his retailing. The organization should actually focus on influencing the retailer itself first. Influence the retailer to maintain our brand products. How can we do that? We can do that by understanding by the behavior of the rural retailer. 1 second, sorry for this. Okay, so if you understand the rural behavior, the first thing is, what is the reason for stocking a product, a brand? As we discussed, they maintain very few product categories, few product categories, and that too few brands only within product category. Why do they maintain such few categories? Why only that particular brand they are maintaining in their shelves? Because the rural retailers stock a particular item usually because the consumers request it, and to a lesser extent because of the distributor push or because of the competitor stocks the items. These are the three main reasons. One reason is consumer is requesting for that product. Please maintain this brand. I need this brand. If it comes to soaps, usually Synthol, Santur, and Lifebuoy, kind of few products will be available in the rural retail stores, in Telangana retail stores. So why do they maintain those products? Is because the customers frequently ask for the same kind of products. So usually they maintain only those. And if you go and ask like Perils, if you go and ask like Dove, so it may not be available in the rural retail stores, because the customers usually they not prefer such kind of brands. So preference of the customer or the customer's request is one reason to maintain the stock. And another reason is distributor pushes them, please maintain our brand, please push the products to buy our product. Such kind of force from the distributor sometimes makes the retailer to maintain the brand or product. Sometimes because the competitor is maintaining the products, and if it is not with us, it will be like black for the or a retail store. So we have to also maintain the same products that what are maintained by the competitor. That must be there here also, right? So such kind of competition will also sometimes will be the reason for maintaining the stock. Most of the time, other than these things, most of the time margin in a particular product is the major reason for stocking the product, because high margin is available in the product, so people prefer that. So another thing is pricing is different in the retailers of urban and rural. Some retailers in interior villages charge more than the MRP. Actually, the retailer must sell it below or equal to the maximum retail price. but few retailers they sell it more than MRP also. But if the customers will go and ask like why you are selling it more than MRP, they'll give a reason like uh, the spending time and money to fetch the products from the distributors or wholesalers is making them to provide it with higher prices. So they will justify it with this reason, right? Because they have to get it from nearby towns, and they have to spend a lot of time and efforts for that. So that is why actually they are selling it with higher prices. Such kind of justifications we can observe from the rural retailer for actually charging it over MRP. And another feature of rural retailing is retail credit. Small retailers and retailers in interior villages make their purchase in cash, while big retailers in feeder markets buy on credit. Small retailers usually they give the money at the same time when they take the products, but in many large retailers, what will happen is they'll take the goods or products first, and later on, maybe after 1 month or maybe when the product sold out, they'll make the payments. The marketer has to ensure that the channel not only services the product requirements but also extends the credit to the retailers in villages. That is the important thing, because the rural retailers they expect the credit from the business organizations. In almost every industry also the same thing. The manufacturers should actually offer some credit to the other middlemen. The organization, the manufacturer cannot get the money same time when he delivers the product, so he has to wait for some time. Similarly, in the rural retailers especially, the organization should provide them along the credits along with the products and services. And one more feature of rural retailing is purchase source. The marketers or distributors, because of remoteness or cost of distribution, do not visit most of the retail outlets in the rural areas. The marketers actually, what is the source of the product is the manufacturer, right? The manufacturer do not visit the retailers frequently, and many times actually they do not visit the retailers in rural areas because of lack of infrastructural facility, because of maybe lack of some other kind of like transportation facilities, right? Because of these things, the marketer will not be available to the retailers. Therefore, the rural retailers have to visit either feeder towns or nearby cities for their purchase requirements. So when the manufacturer is not actually reaching to the retailers, then what the retailers has to do for the products, he has to reach to the nearby towns or cities to get the products and sell to the customers. So that is why actually, as I told you, like they will show this reason and they will sell it at the higher price. So this is about the behavior of the rural retailers and the features of rural retailers. If we go to some examples like what kind of projects or initiations are taken in the Indian rural retailing, what are the major examples of Indian rural retailing? We have to discuss about few examples, few projects taken over by the various companies, various big companies. So ITC has taken initiation of ITC Chaupal ITC Chaupal Sagar, which is an initiation of electronic marketing. So the e-Chaupal, the name itself is giving a sense like e-Chaupal is termed as one of the most innovative concepts of interdependent India. e-Chaupal is an initiative of ITC Limited, a large multi-business conglomerate in India, to link directly with the rural farmers via the internet for procurement of agricultural and aquacultural products. So to link these, they have innovated a website to link the farmers along with the many multi-business organizations. So such kind of initiation enable the organizations to directly reach to the customers. And also what we have discussed earlier in many times is project HCL's project Shakti. What they have done, as I told you before also, the HCL, they have actually recruited various women from rural areas of India, and they trained them on various skills like accounting skills, selling skills, health hygiene, and even whatever the required IT skills. They trained the women on all these things. They equipped them with the smartphones, which have been enabled with a mini enterprise resource package ERP package, and which helps them to run the business efficiently and further augment their income. So it is benefit in both the ways. By providing all these necessary skills, they are enabling the women to develop their income levels, as well as to develop the organization itself also. That was the best initiation taken by the HUL, and HUL has made them financially independent and also more empowered, whom the women actually who have been recruited. The Shakti program was extended to include Shakti Mans also. Later on, after training the women in all these aspects, actually later on they actually extended it to Shakti Mans. Means actually critically it was the husbands of these women entrepreneurs. They also recruited these people, and they extended this concept of Project Shakti. And Dauber, ITC, HUL, and Dauber, all very big retailing industries or manufacturing industries, those who are actually working for rural retailing. Dauber's Swavalamban is one more kind of strategy or scheme implemented for rural development and also the organizational development. Dauber India is one of India's leading FMCG companies, as we know, and the world's largest Ayurvedic and natural health care company also. So it announced the successful completion of employment guarantee training of the first batch of rural youth under its ambitious community development initiative, that is Swavalamban. It directly recruited the rural people and trained them and given employment, guaranteed employment to the rural people, and made them to sell the products in the rural areas. So that is called as Swavalamban. So they are becoming the retailers, they are becoming the entrepreneurs, they are getting the self business, self enterprise. So that is why what we are calling it the name as Swavalamban. So such initiation is taken by the Dauber in order to develop the retailing sector in India, right? Because the rural people know better about the rural customers, so that is why they recruited the rural people and trained about how to sell the products, and they used them for the increasing of sales. And Tata is also one more very big company, and their scheme is Tata Kisan Sansar. The objective of this Tata Kisan Sansar network is to enable and empower the farmer in creating and generating more value for farm produce by providing information on new and improved agronomic practices, and by facilitating better and more efficient use of agricultural inputs. They majorly focused on keep on informing the farmers about various developments what are actually coming over the agriculture, and what kind of technology has been innovated about in agriculture. Such kind of what kind of seeds developed, and what kind of better seeds are available. Such kind of information is provided to the farmers. The philosophy behind this TKS is to become a change agent for the Indian farming community. Their major focus is to develop the farming, and so that what happens, they also promoted their organization, and they sold the products of Tata in various rural areas also. So this is the rural Indian retail area is a very big industry. I hope it is clear about what is retail sector in India, and what are the features of Indian rural retail channel. So thank you.